Hi there, this is Izzy, and this week we've got an update on several of the plants that I've really been struggling with. So, a few weeks ago, I said I had a trouble time with rot. Now, this was following a few repots, it was following a change in season as well here, and so a bit of a change in culture and temperature. The indoor heating hadn't yet come on, and the outside temperatures were dropping, and so it was creating a very challenging environment for my orchids, and sadly some of them didn't make it. So at the time my Kamiyama Nishiki was looking beautiful but had developed crown rot. I can sadly say that the Kamiyama Nishiki sadly succumbed to that crown rot. As you can see here, the plant is no more. However, at the time I took swift action to separate off the secondary growth that this plant had, and I repotted it, and I am very pleased to share with you that this separated off fan is doing pretty well actually. So I think this one has got a good chance, and we'll keep you updated on this one as spring comes and hopefully as it grows more leaves. I was sorry to lose the main fan, but this fan means that this plant will continue in my collection, so I'm glad about that. Now, at the time, I was also having trouble with another of my Neofinitias, and it was the Komachimusume. Now this one, I've had a few run-ins with Kamachimasumes, and apparently I seem to have trouble cultivating them in my conditions. But I'm pleased to say that this is the fan that had rot at the base, and as you can see, it is still alive. And interestingly as well, it's growing a secondary fan, a really small one, at the base of the roots down here. Now the infection was up here, so another part of me wonders if it's growing new growth below the infection site. I can also see some marks, I think, of the infection and the damage down here. I haven't got the best light to be able to show you this, but you should be able to see a darker spot on the brand new leaf down at the base here. So I think that this is still growing and that the damage is growing out. However, I have been recommended to mount this individual to give it the best chance of increased airflow, because clearly it hasn't been getting the airflow it needs. And I might well try that soon. I don't have any other mounts, so it would be an experiment. However, with this one, as with the Kamiyama Nishiki, I also separated off a secondary growth to see if it would survive. That secondary growth didn't have any roots at the time that I separated it off, and I put it in full water culture, as you can see. And now it has 3 beautiful looking roots. Let me just take off this cling film so that you can see that. There we go. What a lovely little set of roots on such a small plant. Now I know this is small, but I'm quite tempted to pot it up into its first proper media at this stage to encourage that root growth a little further, rather than keep it in water culture where it won't necessarily be encouraged to grow as many roots because it's got as much water as it could possibly need. So this little one is doing very successfully, this baby Kamachi Masumi, and hopefully it will be able to grow up into the plant that I wanted the adult plant to be. Now, unfortunately, another of my Neofinitias has been catching the bug as well. The Benihitaru has not been at its best, and it has lost a couple of leaves recently to rot. I'm watching this one closely and have isolated it to see how it goes. All of these plants have been isolated from my main collection, but it doesn't have many leaves left. I am actually not that optimistic about the Benibotaru. We'll just have to see. And finally, my Oncidium Twinkle that I repotted. As you can see, some of the repotted growths didn't do well at all and had rot spreading up the pseudobulbs. However, some of the others have done extremely well. And as you can see, they've grown flower spikes. So in the end, The rot situation has killed off some of them and been a boon for others. So there you go. Who could have predicted that, hey? So that's a little update on my surviving plants following quite a lot of incidents with rot this year. I sincerely hope that you can see some hope still in the plants that we've got here. I can certainly see promise, and I'm looking forward to some of them recovering well. Thanks ever so much for listening. If you've liked this video, give it a like. If you'd like to hear more, just subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.